Howdy, Rizzo and Jeff Katiers. I like that.
Yeah, what a way to get things going.
Well, listen, this is going to be sort of it's going to be a show, a regular show. It's going to be kind of different, a little bit bridge. The Eagles play tonight. A little nervous about it, by the way.
Are you?
I am, just because you can never predict a short turnaround. I'll be honest with you.
Get a dog. Six and a half, 3 at home game, home opener. We do have some injuries, the Birds. So
I'm a little nervous
Bradbury,
about Nakobe Dean,
Gainwell.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins under the bright lights. Not a good thing for him.
Absolutely. So we have a lot coming up on the show. We're actually going to be talking to our friend Nick, who is the co-founder of PCHO. We're going to be talking to him, in about 15, 20 minutes. I just wanted to, share this and build this up. Hopefully we're close to being out of Facebook jail. Not 100% sure about that yet, but listen, we got OJ.
Yeah.
We got WHOOPI.
So much today. OJ, WHOOPI. There were aliens.
We got aliens.
There were so many different things that we could have got into today on the show.
I also got a Malik review.
Okay.
Because I got to be honest with you, we have often talked about Malik, and again, for those of you that are just tuning in, make sure you're liking and sharing the video. It would really help us out. But we got a Malik review, we got a Juice audio about fantasy, right? Fantasy football.
Yeah. The Juice, he's heading into week 2 of fantasy.
Okay, how's the Juice doing?
Oh, he's 1-0. He's 1-0.
Okay.
But he's got some things that he has to work through for his fantasy team this week.
Okay.
So he kind of takes us through that journey.
So the Juice he's doing good, because here's the thing: we scored the second most points in fantasy and we left. So we got the Juice, we got WHOOPI, we got our review of Malik, we got Nick coming on. There's a lot of shit happening.
By the way, you know who we face this week?
Who do we face this week in our Budget Cup Boys iHeartRadio fantasy pool, which I don't know why they want us on, by the way.
Yeah. The old boss, Bobby boy.
Bobby?
Yeah, we got him this week.
We take on Bobby, the old boss?
Yeah. And
let me ask you, how's his team? How's his team?
His team's all right. I mean, it's he always... he starts out strong and then ends flat.
So he starts strong, but he ends flaccid.
Right. So, but we're projected, and I never like projections.
Well, because we were projected to win. I mean, Tyreek Hill got us 40 points. We got smoked because what was that guy?
We were going down anyway. It wouldn't have given us enough anyway. But, it looks like we're looking strong here. Okay, see, we're looking strong. All right.
Yeah, okay, all right. What is this deal with the Giselle's rebounds name, by the way? I don't get that.
That he was going to be Giselle's rebound, Tom Brady's ex-wife.
He is.
He was. So he's Giselle's rebound.
Okay.
So Giselle, one of the most beautiful supermodels in the world, was going to say to herself, "Man, let me fly to Rochester, New York, because I need to seek out Bob, the boss of Radio 95.1, and he's my rebound all night long, pound job on me." So I think that was the meaning behind the name.
So listen, I will say this: before we get any, I would like to, just because we haven't talked about it. Before we get to O.J. Simpson, before we get to WHOOPI, I have audio. We're going to have Nick join the show in a little bit. Make sure you're sharing this video, because our show is brought to you by our friends at Person-Centered Housing Options, but they really are helping the homeless. People like Daddy Jeff.
Yeah.
Want to clear up some stuff, about that, as far as we're concerned. So that's important. But I want to talk about that Bills-Jets game. I think it was fucked up. I think it was, I don't know. How did you feel about it? Because it was like the worst possible thing. It was like your path to victory was, it was like right there. And then, bam, you lose in just what could only be described as Bills fashion.
Yeah, but I just think, people get a little excited about, week 1 in the NFL. You gotta understand, a lot of these guys don't even practice anymore. They don't play preseason games. So, it takes a couple of weeks to, get in shape and get going with stuff. And Josh is smart enough. He'll figure it out.
Here's the thing. People are starting to say he's an interception machine. Yeah. People are starting to say he is an average Andy, that Josh Allen. So, I don't know.
Look, that was Monday. You got to look past it. They don't got time to worry about it. You know what I mean? So I think game 2 is really where, you're going to see where it stands out with him. So, we'll find out. We'll find out about the Bills, man.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say grievances as much as I just want to set the record straight. So for those of you that are just tuning in, it is important because Nick will be joining us in about 10 or 15 minutes from Person-Centered Housing Options. Make sure you're sharing this video because after this, where do you want to start? Do you want to go OJ? Do you want to start WHOOPI? Do you want to? Yeah, where do you want to go?
I think we're coming fresh off the football talk. So
okay.
We'll go into Orenthal.
Okay.
And then the WHOOPI bomb. It will be coming. And
the WHOOPI bomb.
This might be one of her worst.
And especially because of the way that she looked. You're right.
Right. You'll get it.
You'll get it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The Rizzo and Jeff Show brought to you by our good friends at Person-Centered Housing Options. Our friend Nick will be joining us in just a few minutes.
Hey, Rizzo and Jeff fans. This is Nick, co-founder of PCHO. You don't know me, but I know you. And you are the most committed fans to the greatest community I know, Rochester. PCHO, or Person-Centered Housing Options, based in Monroe County, provides outreach, housing, and care management services to the greater Rochester area. We are excited to partner with Rizzo and Jeff to help spread the word about what we do, from intensive outreach to providing our homeless with access to life-changing services. We are a nonprofit organization that is committed to helping Rochester, and we are supported by small donations from people like you. So go to the Rizzo and Jeff Facebook page for a link or head over to our website at pcho.org. Now enjoy the Rizzo and Jeff Show, brought to you by Person-Centered Housing Options and online at pcho.org.
So, and thank you, Kim. For all the people that are just tuning in. Make sure you're checking everything out. But we'll have him on in a couple minutes. But we're starting, Jeff, with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Jeff, lay it out.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Look,
what's happening?
O.J. back. Everybody's playing fantasy.
Okay.
We were just talking about it. Yep. We're a part of the iHeart Rochester team. They want us back because we won it last year.
Yep.
So I think some people, notably a guy named Ray, stews in his desk just to beat us. Okay, wasn't a fan of the show and
hated the show.
Hated us altogether.
Wouldn't sell us.
I don't think he even liked us. I don't think he liked us as people.
He didn't like us as people. If I could describe this Ray guy, 70 years old, okay, lives in Brighton, has a BMW. He puts his name as his vanity on his license plate, glasses, snooty as all hell, hated what we did, and he just got so mad that he had to pay us $300.
Yeah.
That he invites us back, knowing he hates us, so that he could reclaim our money back.
Yeah. It wasn't just the show that he totally didn't get and disliked. I think that he sometimes, when he saw us in the parking garage, wanted to step on the gas. I think he looked around to see if there were cameras or anybody, and I think he wanted us dead.
Here's the thing. I did start to steal his parking spot out of spite, and it was one of the best things that I think we ever did.
You ever work with somebody that wants you dead?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. You get coworkers that maybe don't like you. And it's not like we do anything. We just go to work,
We don't bother anyone
4 hours before
either.
the show. All the time, and we were always polite to him.
But you know what? He left because he's an old man. Ray is an old man, okay? Ray, any older, and he'd be Joe Biden. Okay, and by the way, yes, our Malik Evans review and WHOOPI coming up at any older, he'd be Joe Biden. He is the kind of guy that's up and eating oatmeal at 4 a.m. He's in work at 6 a.m., so his lunch break is when we were coming into work, Jeff, at 9:45 in the friggin' morning.
No, that was his, I'm going to go meet a client break, and then he never came back.
Well, he always meant the same client. It was Al. It was Al Parisi, the friggin' attorney.
Yeah.
He was going to sell us on for a year and a half, never once, Al Parisi.
Yeah.
All right?
No, he's hard to pin down. Well, how about you just pin him down?
Just go to his office. Go to his office. All right? He wasn't hard to pin down. Just be honest. Yeah. So anyway, OJ has decided that it was a good idea to, I guess, share his opinions about it. What was it? He just thinks that he's got this fan, because we have OJ audio we're going to play. Is it knowledge? And it's weird to hear him say, because I love the, hey, Twitter world. He can't say that anymore.
Well, he says, hey, X world.
I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it.
I know. He feels uncomfortable doing it, too. Yeah, but what he does discuss is fantasy football. his team. You'll get his thoughts, his strategies. So, I think it's only fitting, if you're prepping and getting ready to go for this week. We got a game coming up in a little bit. If you got some players that are on the Eagles on your fantasy team or the Vikings,
which you should,
he's going to let you know, who he feels is right to start. And, we could just follow along with OJ's fantasy. I mean, all year long, just to check in and see how he's doing.
You know what's funny?
I wonder what his team name is.
I always. I have the audio here.
Blood and guts.
Right? Wait, where's Nicole?
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you what. This is the OJ audio, and we're going to parse it out. We want to hear, because he oftentimes slips up with murderous clues, hints, or adjectives.
Right.
I don't know if he has yet, but let's start with our OJ audio. So he's going to start. Hey, X-World. Okay. All right, let's see.
Hey, X-World, it's me, yours truly. Well, I spent yesterday doing what most fantasy players do. I'm trying to get my lineup together for this week's game. I won last week, incidentally. And I had one problem, and that problem was what was I going to do with Garrett Wilson, the great wide receiver of the Jets, because they're going to be playing the Dallas Cowboys with that pass rush. Maybe the fastest defense I think I've almost ever seen.
Okay, can I just say something? Again, week one overreaction to Dallas Cowboys.
I don't know.
Listen, you put a 40 spot up on a team that sucked. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but they're not as good as they say. They're great in September and October. When it comes to Dak or Dallas December, they fall apart and fuck it up all the time.
I know. That defense looks scary, though, man. Woo!
Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right. So anyway, he's a little concerned. OJ, right. What do you got for us?
And those two Pro Bowl cornerbacks that they got. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should bench Garrett this week. And I actually did change my lineup briefly. I picked up a couple of receivers. This Shaheed from New Orleans. And I actually was going to play him. And in my flex position, I picked up Tutu Atwell from the Rams, who had 119 yards last week. And I was going to play him in that flex position. And, of course, Deebo Samuels is my other wide receiver. Then I got to thinking. I preached to you guys one rule that I had about playing your studs.
Yeah. All right, so before we just wait, he preaches that you have to play your studs
all the time, no matter what. You can have. See, people can tend to overthink fantasy, and I think that's what was happening with the Orenthal there. Like he was overthinking his marriage. I think you overthink things, and you start making these crazy pickups because one guy has a good week for the Rams.
You go,
I'm going to pick him up, and then for the next 5 weeks, it's a big donut.
And now you're thinking Garrett Wilson. Now here's the thing. Again, we had Tyreek Hill who got 42 points, and we still lost. Okay, the fastest defense that OJ ever saw was the Kardashian and Lee Bailey.
Yeah.
All right, listen, can I just say
true.
that is true. OJ has a few more words.
Clark.
Let me tell you something. I think they banged.
Have you seen her lately?
I've seen her.
Good.
She looks good.
Yeah.
I think they banged.
Clark.
I think they banged. All right. I'm throwing it out there. Anyway, OJ, more fantasy advice for football fans.
Start playing fantasy football. I was playing for the championship. It was the end of the season.
We were too.
And I had Adrian Peterson. He was going against the number one rush defense in the league, and I benched him. I benched him because my other runners had better matchups against weaker defenses against the run. And, of course, those other two guys didn't gain more than 60 yards, and Peterson ran for like 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I made a rule then. Always play your studs. A guy named Ivan, who was the commissioner of our league then, said, Juice, I can't believe you. You always brag about you had a 200-yard game against the Steel Curtain and a 190-yard game against the Steel Curtain. You only played them a few times. And over 200-yard game against the no-name defense in Miami. And I think you bragged about 273 yards on Thanksgiving Day against the Lions, who had the number one defense against the rush.
Now, again, appreciate your fantasy rundown, but now you're getting into the whole OJ. You're just kind of going on
back.
about
Adrian Peterson hasn't played in the league in a couple of years, so you're hearkening back.
He beats his kids.
Right.
Adrian Peterson, in case you didn't know, beats the shit out of his kids.
Switches them, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so OJ here, I mean, does he have a lesson here? Let's see what he's got.
For the Saints, and I picked up Tutu Atwell, which I was surprised he was still there.
Okay.
Because it appears to me as if their quarterback in LA looks like he's back. Looks like he's healthy. You know, Stafford, he seems like he's ready to go again. So I may run one of those guys in my flex position.
Oh.
But getting back
flex.
to the point here.
Okay,
always, no matter what the matchup is, always run your studs. I'm just saying. Take care.
All right.
Always run your studs.
It's a good fantasy lesson from O.J. Simpson.
Always run your studs. All right.
I mean, listen, we appreciate it. I think he got a little too in the weeds. You know, I like hearing about generalizations with OJ. He got too in the weeds.
Yeah, you're hoping for a little something there, but you know, hey, some fantasy advice. If you're looking for a wide receiver, go for Tutu.
Yeah, listen, he's addable on about 97% of fantasy leagues.
Yes.
Every time you start playing his voice, I look over my shoulder, close my eyes, and I'm home. That's right.
Oh, stop.
It makes us feel good. We'll be back on the air soon. What's up, Kim? What's up, Jason?
Not guilty.
That's right. Make sure that you are sharing this video, because coming up in a couple minutes, our friend Nick from Person Centered Housing Options, he'll be on, and then we're going to talk about WHOOPI. But I do want to say something. Is it just me, or is there just some sick interest in what OJ has to say? Because I'm looking. And I have to tell you,
he's almost got 1 million followers.
Did he? Because last he was only 400 something. Yeah, he does. He's doubled his followers since we almost had him on and I will forever stand by the fact that we almost had OJ on the friggin' show.
Yeah, we were close.
And I tell you, I'll say his name. His name's Ron Daniels. Ron Daniels.
Yeah, Ron was going back and forth, and Ron was cool with us, and he kept at it with OJ. We were really, really close, close. So,
Mike is the sweater and the juice is his fantasy team. Love that. Hey, Rizzo and Jeff, it's Kim from Petoskey. Still miss you guys. Love that you're doing the lives.
Yep.
And also, we miss it. We love you guys. I was in my senior year watching the trial. Yeah, that was fun. And Nick commented, who's going to be joining us in just a minute, with fantasy numbers being so out of whack last week, playing studs is safe. You would think so, but I have to tell you, we had a studly lineup, and Jalen Hurts, and I will say this as an Eagles fan, he cost us the game.
Well,
he did.
It's week one.
It is.
But if you look at the kind of numbers that we could potentially put up, see, think about it that way.
Yep.
The numbers that we could potentially put up with the draft that we had, which was a good draft. That Tyreek Hill pick was a home run.
It was.
It might have. He should have went number one.
I agree.
Now looking back at it, and we kind of stole him at 3, right?
Yep.
We were at 3, right? Yeah. So we kind of stole him at whatever we were. But we stole them.
We were at 3.
Okay, yeah.
So Nick, do me a favor. There should be like a little thing that says request to join the video. Hit that request on me, and we will have you come on. But then everyone, make sure you stick around. We're going to talk to him. I want to say thank you to Joanne, Ivy, and a few other people who have donated to PCHO. But while he requests to join the video, we're going to talk to him. We're going to talk a little bit about WHOOPI, because WHOOPI made a big oopsie daisy.
Okay. She had some damn nerve, WHOOPI.
She does have a lot of damn nerve.
And if you haven't heard it yet, after we, have a great time talking with Nick, it will polish this puppy off with the whoop. All right.
I don't understand. Who the hell do you think you are?
They give her the platform.
But she is. Look, she was a Chinese spy balloon. The Arbusto.
I know.
She looks like a spy balloon.
I remember I had posted that on my Facebook. That
was one of your better ones.
Well, I had contemplated putting it on the radio station Facebook, but you know what happens there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before, as I get ready to bring Nick on, the sponsor of the show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, our friend at PCHO.
Hey, Rizzo and Jeff fans, this is Nick, co-founder of PCHO. Do you want to give back? Do you want to change people's lives? Do you want to make it possible for a homeless person in your community to have housing? Go to PCHO.org, check us out, join our cause, donate, and help out the homeless in your community. Now enjoy the Rizzo and Jeff show brought to you by PCHO online at
Oh, you might be getting a little reverb there, Nick. How you doing, buddy? You're good. You look good. You sound good.
Yeah.
We like your hood. It was your birthday yesterday.
Look at you. You're having a hell of a week. Your birthday to this. You know, what a gift. Yeah.
So real quick, you had Jalen on your fantasy team too, huh? Did you win last week?
I think he brought in about 23 points on my team. And
oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost track of who I have, but I had Cooper. I didn't do too bad with that.
Yeah. We had Tyreek Hill, and we still lost. It was bad. So Joanne, Kimberly, and we appreciate you guys. There is a little thing at the bottom of this video that you can donate. Now, Nick, obviously we've decided to partner together. We're going to be doing stuff. So why don't you tell us a little bit about PCHO? And what it is. What is person-centered housing options for people who don't know?
Yeah, so person-centered housing options is an organization that I founded in 2015.
Right.
With a buddy of mine, and we were working in the healthcare industry and working in government, and really struggling with our friends on the streets, the homeless, the folks that are without houses, and we decided to partner together and created this great outreach team that goes out and finds people, and we bring people into housing. We provide all the supports and all the different...
What's different about person-centered housing options?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we stand out, I mean, if anybody wants to check out, Housing First is really our approach. So we're really thinking about the person and their basic needs and getting them off the street and getting them housing, a place to live, a safe place, an affordable place, a place that they choose to live. You know, I think that's so important that we have the right to a place to live, right?
Right.
Human right to
Right.
And then from there, you know, we start to see people find goals and make better decisions and start to change their lives. So we stick with people. I mean, I think a lot of other organizations struggle to provide people with all different kinds of options.
Right.
We're really there to let people drive the bus. They're in the driver's seat, and we're there to point along the road. What are some hard things they might run into? What's over there? Maybe you want to try to get a job, and we'll support you with that. Or maybe you just want to figure out how to get your kids back. You know, these seem like simple things for everyone, but for us, we stick with people along the whole journey.
And I think donations, especially at this time of year, are so important because we're just months away, and you know, when those nights get extremely cold and it gets really bad, and you know, we worked with Daddy Jeff, and Daddy Jeff would come in, and we would give him money to stay at his friend's house because he would just tell us sometimes that he would literally be in his tent and he would stand up and just go outside and do jumping jacks, and just to make sure that his legs and stuff weren't frozen and he could walk and he didn't have hypothermia. So, you know, it's those kind of things that are so important that sometimes we all take for granted. But imagine being in that situation where you got to stand up and go, oh my God, do my legs still work? You know?
Yeah. I mean, imagine living on the street, sleeping on the concrete every day.
Mm.
It's so difficult for us to bring people inside and adjust to living in an apartment, living with, walls and living around other people. I think it's these little things that we take for granted that are so important for us to remind each other that we need help with. And folks really need that kind of donation. We're also doing a toy drive coming up for Christmas. We have hundreds of families in our housing that we look after, and a lot of those kids aren't going to get Christmas gifts without people like your audience.
Well, and that's kind of the thing. I mean, and again, if you guys are watching the video, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it in repeat, there's a link that'll pop up. You can click on that or go to PCHO.org. We have the link on this video to help out. Like Joanne and Ivy and a few people have donated already. I mean, something small like, people throw away, $20 a month on a candy bar or something. You know what I mean? So that could actually help somebody, like
or us on
Dunkin'.
You know what I mean?
Right?
Like on a regular basis. So
But do you guys help? Do you guys? And I just wanted to make the distinction. You guys help from distinct, like from the clothes to getting them off the street to that entire journey. It's not just, hey, here's a place, and if you screw up, get out, kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, from finding the person to becoming their friend to taking them out for coffee so they can get to trust us.
Right.
Getting them into housing, doing all the application process. If they need clothes, if they need supplies, if they need gas in their car, you name it, man. We're there along the way. So, we're finding them all over Monroe County. People are living in their cars.
Yeah.
Right.
But when people donate, it goes a long way to helping people directly.
And it's funny because, people think that, and and people who watch these donations stay local. But what's interesting about at least PCHO is that, people often think, and they don't, I see it. People watch our videos about the stuff that goes on outside around our house. Sometimes each case is different. Sometimes people have mental issues, drug issues, but
sometimes people just fall on hard times.
There's right. It's a gamut of things. How does having a house really help you, kind of as a jumping off point? You know what I mean? Like, so why is it important to have a place to rest your head? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's a common question. Because people don't realize what they are privileged with, right? I mean,
right.
To wake up every morning, make ourselves coffee, plan out our day, have an alarm clock to wake up to, wash ourselves, make sure we're clean enough to go to work, feed ourselves so that we're thinking straight, sleep enough so that we can fulfill our work day. All of those things go away when you're on the street.
And again, for those of you just tuning in, it's important. It's running along the bottom of the video, but we've partnered with PCHO to kind of help raise awareness of not only your organization, but what you guys are doing and kind of helping the community.
Yeah, and you said that trust thing. Now, why wouldn't they trust you? Now, and living with other people, I guess, sometimes if you're living on the street, you're always looking over your shoulder and stuff like that. But why do you think that trust is so important to begin with?
Well, I mean, if you're in poverty, you're struggling with resources, you're not able to access support, you're going from one place to the next to ask for help.
Right.
A lot of the time, that help will turn you away. If you have a behavior that help doesn't like, get kicked out.
Right.
If you struggle with some mental health issues like you were struggling with the other day with that guy on the street,
yeah,
we'll bring him in, we'll calm him down, we'll talk with him, we'll start to make a plan with him, and we'll start moving forward. Those are the kinds of things that we have to be willing to be compassionate about. And so PCHO takes the time and the energy and slows it down and starts to work with the person in a person-driven way. And when we're listening to people, they do better.
And see, Of course, and
sure.
person driven, and yes, to people, you can absolutely, they are the real deal. Even if, if you could donate $5, anything, that would be a big help. But, if you think about this, there are a lot of, and this is just some of what I've heard from some people. I'm not, but maybe someone breaks rules, they destroy a house, maybe someone is an alcoholic, maybe someone is a drug addict, maybe somebody has mental health issues. Why is there not it seems that it's like a one size fits all plan, whereas PCHO is a little different. You said person centered, meaning like the person and you kind of set goals for the individual. Mm-hmm.
When we start to work on that plan, it seems rather simple, but when you do that, people start to work on saving money and having money in their bank account and reducing their drug use and no longer drinking as much every day. When you have a simple goal that they define, we can really work towards some harm reduction approaches that allow us to start to change those behaviors that the rest of society really struggles with.
Yeah, and we saw that in working with Daddy Jeff, and he would come on the air once a week. That was it for 10 minutes, and he would just give his football picks. But then it started, and he did great at it, and people won money, right?
Yeah.
But it started to give him purpose, right? And he would come and he would say to us and say to me, "You don't know what this means to me, guys. I look forward to this every week." Then it got him motivated. It got him going. Then he got a job at Jim's on Main, a few weeks down the road. And then people were, giving him clothes and all those kind of things. So, for a feeling of hopelessness, all it takes is one or two people that'll reach out, show you that you matter, and then it gets you motivated to do those things. So, and now he's a friend.
Right. And when Jeff sees that somebody doesn't just see him as a homeless person,
right.
A
bum. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're a bum. You're this. You're that." Right. Right.
We don't treat people like that. We treat them like real human beings. They end up being miraculously amazing people, right? So I think it really is. We're different because we're changing the narrative around how we engage people, so that they can really look at what are their goals, and that changes their life.
He actually wound up speaking to his mom for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah.
In 5 years. Yep, and just talking to her, so.
He felt valued by you.
Yep.
You guys don't know how much that matters to Jeff to feel normal.
Well, and it's so funny because we were new to town and we happened to see a large homeless population. This is before we knew about you. This is before we knew you. And we were like, instead of, everyone's like, these bums, all they got to do is just stop drinking and
Yeah.
And you know what? If I'll give you again, Daddy Jeff, he's a vet. There's a lot of people who are veterans. There's a lot of people who, are alcoholics and drug addicts, and they don't like that. And if they had people that, cared kind of like you do, and that's why I think it's important that we spread your message, man, because it is very important to get a place like you out there. You know what I mean? A person like you out there.
Well, if they could have done it, they would have done it the first time.
Right.
Yep, right.
So they need that support.
Yeah.
And, the people that you see on the street have been trying this for years. And
Right.
been kicked out for years.
Right.
So they need a different approach, and it takes a long time to trust us.
Yep.
And that's a big part of the difference that you and your team will do. And again, Nick, if you'd like to throw out your website, and then we're going to be joining, I guess, whether it's next week or the week after, to see somebody in a home kind of in the next step of that process, right?
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Well, again, the audio, the video, or in this video, there's a link. But thank you for coming on, and happy belated birthday. What are you, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 21. I started this about 8 years ago.
Okay.
My child prodigy.
Okay. All right. You're gonna hit the clubs this weekend and get friggin' nuts.
Right.
All right. All right.
That's
No, not letting you to vinyl.
Hey, listen, Nick, thank you. But again, PCHO.org, also the links here. I mean, you can support whether it's a one-time donation or a few bucks a month, like, if Ivy and Joanne and stuff. It really helps a lot, right?
Thanks a lot. Yeah, definitely, guys. Thank you so much. And if you can donate, great. Or find us at PCHO.org and check out what we do. Follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, Joanne said, look, I'll spread the word. I might not be able to, help with all the toys, but I can spread the word. So even that helps.
Yeah, just follow us and share all the stuff that we share.
Well, Nick, we'll talk soon, and we look forward to seeing somebody maybe through your program. Oh, there he is. What's up, man?
That's Aaron.
Is that the third grader? Is that the third grader?
He's in third grade.
I wasn't that big in third grade.
Wow,
I got news for you. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Charlie? What's up, guys? All right, well, listen. Hey, thank you, Nick. We'll talk to you soon, okay, buddy?
Take care.
All right.
All right, see you guys. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Well, listen, I thought that was pretty cool, man. The guy does a lot of work.
No, it's he does a lot of amazing work, and I think his approach to helping the homeless, I think, is the right approach. And we talked to Jeff,
we do,
and he would say, all right, if you need to get into this place, there's
these
ground rules,
right,
and there's this, and then if you're loud, then you're out of here, and all those types of things.
And a lot of people, and again, we're gonna finish the show with our WHOOPI discussion and one other thing. But I think it was important because you've heard us talk about these guys to have the co-founder on to kind of explain to you what they do. Whether most of the people who are on the street, they suffer from substance abuse, alcoholism, they've had a tough life, and instead of necessarily being judged, I think it's, you're not just a bum, because that's a term that, Daddy Jeff was like, you don't look at me as a bum,
And not everybody starts out on drugs and with alcohol. It's just
No.
sometimes your life
No.
places you in a bad scenario,
Yeah.
and then you're out here on the streets of Rochester. Trust me, you want to knock a few back.
Listen, when you got nowhere to go and no gas in your car and you're on Clinton Avenue, it could be real easy to get tempted. I can only imagine. But PCHO.org, I think that was really cool, and he's one of the few. That is one of the few organizations that I think Jeff and I feel comfortable putting our name and reputation behind, because each person, like let's say they're a drug addict, they say my goal is to do this, this, this. That's going to be different if I went in than if Jeff went in, than if Daddy Jeff went in. So it's each person centered, which is why it's called that.
Yep. And they work with the individual, which is awesome.
So, yes, go Eagles.
Go Eagles. You notice?
We're pretty excited, and we had somewhat of an abridged show. And if you're just tuning in, we and there is a video. Yes, that's right. I saw the comment. There is a video. On this video, you can link to donate, like Joanne and Ivy and a few other people. Now, Jeff, we talked to O.J. Simpson.
We did. Yeah.
O.J. Simpson. Here's my only thing about O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson really has he's got an issue.
Just
with
go to his Twitter.
It's just.
I know.
He went on a rant about the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
He was, mortified as a former Bills player and somewhat of a Bills fan as to what the frig happened.
Yeah, well, what I wanted to do on the, before we were ceremoniously let go.
Let go, yeah.
For, whatever. So I wanted to prepare in case at any point in the show,
okay,
if I was looking online and there was an OJ Twitter video alert.
Oh, yeah.
Like randomly we'd break in and then we would play the audio. But, just fun things that we never got a chance to really get to.
Well, what's funny? It's people loved it so much so that we tracked down OJ's BFF, who he calls his handler, who has a Yahoo account, and we have him. So when we
have his info, we start working again. We'll work on it a second time.
When we go to our next job, I would love to talk to the boss and say, what do you think if we had O.J. Simpson on the radio, because we have the connects? Maybe they'd say yes, maybe they'd say no, but boy, that would get a lot of people talking.
Yes. O.J. gets everybody talking.
It's
good or bad.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
So now let's get to the Channel 6 Zoo Balloon, a.k.a. the Whoopster. Oh, you know what? Real quick. Okay, I'll tell you what, I see the stars. I appreciate that. A lot of people asked us about they wanted our Malik review. If you don't know, Jeff and I were, even though we were unceremoniously fired, we were invited to the media-only VIP event of the beginning of the Fringe Festival.
Yeah, and the crowd was a crowd of people that...
What's up, Sue?
That, you could tell have been living in Rochester since the Stone Age.
Yes.
So they looked at us. A good percentage knew who we were.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You more recognizable than me.
Yeah.
And so they put two and two together.
Yeah.
And by the way, the food sucked.
It did.
Yeah.
It sucked.
It was just terrible. So they, we were there. We were hanging out.
Yeah.
And in walks in Mayor Malk Evans.
Yeah. I was almost stunned. I got whiplash. I did a whoosh. And then as we were waiting, because we were told that we couldn't see.
That's what you did?
I went a whoosh.
Okay, ouch.
Right? It
Be
hurt.
Careful, yeah.
And I said, oh my goodness, that's Mr. Make Good himself.
Right. It was him.
It was
the flesh.
It was Mr. Malik Make Good himself. So I said, nay, we cannot let this opportunity pass us by. We need to get a picture with the mayor. Now, we were underneath the tent. The rain was coming. They shut us out of the big circle tent because they had surprises for the show. And I said to Jeff, let's mayor it.
Right.
His handler saw that we were getting ready to approach.
Was that his handler or his son?
You seem to think it was his son. I seem to think it was his handler.
I don't know if he has kids. I don't know.
I'm sure he does. He's got a wife.
Okay.
He was there with his wife. But
Beautiful.
I wouldn't
Beautiful
think
lady.
she is. But I wouldn't think that your kid would be your staffer.
Well, maybe it just wasn't a Stanford situation. Maybe it was, hey, would you like to go situation.
Whoever the young guy was that said yes to the picture didn't know us.
Right.
They were of the younger generation.
Right.
18 to 24.
Right. Yeah.
So he said, oh, you want a picture with the mayor?
Yeah.
We said, sure. So we get to the mayor, and I put my hand down, and I say, hey, it's Rizzo from the Rizzo and Jeff. And he goes, yeah, I know who you are.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay.
That's it.
Like,
we weren't always,
kind.
Well, okay.
No, okay, that's the wrong word.
Okay, let's just say, we were kind, but there were situations and times where we needed to be critical.
Exactly.
And we were. Because,
yes.
And people living out in Brighton and Penfield and Henrietta, they don't venture down this way too often to know what it's like in the city. So when situations happen in the city, we had firsthand knowledge to be a little bit critical of him. And he would come up to Wham and all kinds of different things, and he'd be on with Wheeze. So he listened. He knows.
But avoided the Rizzo and Jeff show. And you guys know we're not political. We don't do politics. We don't take sides. It's just that, when I see someone pooping on the street, I just want to ask the mayor, why is someone pooping on the street?
I want to have defecation chat with
That's
Evans.
it.
With Evans.
I just want to know what's happening with the poop. So anyway, we take the picture. And he obviously knew who we were. He was like, let me just get this over with. He always smiles. Question. Because that picture, I looked at it, got like 1,800 clicks. What was your impression of Mayor Make Good?
Okay,
what is your thoughts?
When people smile all the time, they hide behind it. Okay. So, it's a very political way of doing things.
Okay.
He seemed like a nice man. He seemed like a nice man. He was fine. He was polite to everybody.
Did you feel that he wanted to be with us in that moment?
No, he didn't want to be there. But
he,
he walked in. Everybody that walked up to greet him, he greeted them. He shook their hand. It's not like he was rude to anybody.
No.
There was a moment in the show, though.
Yes.
He was sitting directly behind us. So he sat down. Remember, he sat down.
That's right. He was behind us a row until.
So he sat down behind us.
You're right.
And there was a moment of the show where it was kind of like this Latin show they were doing, and
El Corazon was called.
Yeah. So the beautiful woman who was singing and doing all the kind of stuff came out in an outfit where her tuchus was full and voluptuous.
So you saw Mayor Malik taking a peek.
So I took a turn around.
You took a turn.
Because he was sitting with his wife. Just to see if he would take a peek.
And?
He flipped it. He had the phone thing where, you flip it and your credit card's on the left side and then your phone thing.
Okay.
So he flipped it like he had something going on in the middle of it. He opened it up.
But it was
looking, but because he didn't want to be caught in that moment.
But it was a peeky do.
He had to.
He had a peek. She did have a voluptuous behind.
I call tuchus.
Tuchus.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeff, could you take him? Like if Malik said, let's throw down, who wins? Interesting. The mayor is very skinny.
He's skinny.
Very skinny. Jeff and I are bulky.
Right. I could tackle him down.
I think you could tackle him.
I could tackle him down. I'm a little thicker, so I could probably tackle him down.
You could take him to the ground.
And then once we get down there, look.
It's anyone's game.
All bets are off.
He's nimble, and he's thin, he's agile. I think you take him down.
He
might be able to get on top of you.
Listen, I'm biting. I'm grabbing crotch.
Oh, okay. So
I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
You're smacking ball like that?
I'll put my fucking hand down his pants.
Put your hand down his pants.
And then make him quit.
So that was our interaction. A lot of people seem to enjoy that, but I thought a little ball bag whack might be just what the mayor needed.
I'll go a little further.
Really?
I'll make him quit, yeah.
Okay.
Once you get a grip of that, it's, he's either got to give up or it's painful.
Well, here's the thing. It's interesting because if you're fighting with somebody, nobody thinks to just go for the crotch. Yeah. And you think about it. Think how surprised you'd be if somebody just grabbed your
down your pants.
Think about it.
It's over at that point. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You're in a precarious situation.
You gotta submit.
Another man has his hand on your crotch, and you got to decide: is it over, or do I keep going? How do I get his hand off? Because any movement I make
is going to
be bad news. So yeah.
So Jeff goes to Peen Yank on the mayor and say, look, I say this.
Yes.
It's not just the mayor, it's anyone.
Yeah.
If you go Peen Yank.
I can hear Jim Ross yelling it now. My God, he's got him in the Peen Yank. The Peen Yank. My God, it killed him.
It's the Peen Yank. All right, I'll tell you what. We're going to finish this show with the Whoopster. The Philadelphia Eagles are on, but one more time for our friends at PCHO. Great organization. The link to donate's at the bottom. You can always send. Thank you for the stars for the Peen Yank. We will be visiting Nick soon. If we get to 1,000, we'll do shower beer. But before we get to the Whoopster, and yes, we'll expand on Peen Yank next show, okay? It's not about the marriage, just think about it. Somebody puts their hand down your pants, no matter how big you are.
Right.
You have if I fought Andre the Giant, I would win because his penis would be in my hand.
I got news for you, dude. That guy would drink 4 kegs before a match. He wouldn't even feel it.
You don't think he'd feel it?
And you'd need 2 hands, and then you're missing a left arm to defend yourself. And then he just tumbles on you.
Yeah, you're right.
So Andre, not the best pick.
You're right. Andre the Giant peen pull might be pretty dangerous.
Make sure to follow PCHO on all socials. You can also subscribe to our newsletter and check out our Facebook by clicking on the link inside of the video or underneath this podcast. Now, back to the show.
This show brought to you by PCHO, so please help them out. Donate some toys, blankets, $5, $10, $15 a month. Joanne, Ivy, Dan, a few other people appreciate that. As we close out the show, and I hate to do it because we have so much shit to get to, but the Eagles are playing. Jeff, you found WHOOPI news. We started out with OJ talking, pulling Peen, Mayor Malik, PCHO. Perfect way to kind of bring it all together here.
Yeah.
Our boost stuff.
Think of some things that you should probably never say to another woman, right?
As a woman or as a man or in general?
Probably just in general.
Okay.
Even as a man, you could probably think of a few.
Okay.
But in general, there's some pretty rude things that you shouldn't say. I think WHOOPI probably delivered, arguably 1 or 2. This could be 1B.
So, of the worst possible thing you could ever say to a woman.
The C-bomb, never good.
Yeah,
and then this could be 1B.
So you go up to a random woman, you don't know what's going on, you say this to her. All right, so this happened on The View. I have exclusive WHOOPI audio. Now, just so you know, WHOOPI audio is hard to get. This could be a little bit of a task. I'm hoping I have it paused.
That's all right. That's all right.
So,
we can be patient with it because it's worth it. So hopefully this works. But
yeah,
you know.
and for those of you that are watching, I appreciate it. Make sure you're saving. Go to our friends at PCHO, make a donation, send stars, whatever you got to do. We appreciate you. Let's get to the whoopster and what she said. Say this whoopee.
For me has been to watch the disregard for people. Are you pregnant? No. Oh my God. You can't say that when my mother-in-law is here. Who's been dying for me to get pregnant. Why would you say that? Why do I look pregnant? Yes. I just got Did you get the glow? I just got a vibe. My tummy. I'm so sorry.
It's still going. Hold on.
Can we take bets? Can we take bets at the table?
I'm very open to being pregnant soon. I am not blessed to be pregnant.
At this moment, Whoopi has asked a very, very in shape, beautiful, sexy woman.
And you know, she either wants her.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or she's just jealous of her. I'm going to go with wants her.
I was going to say, it looks like she'd eat her panties like a goat. I'll steal a saying from you.
Yeah, it looks to me like Whoopi's so excited they got a mop bucket underneath.
I got to tell you, she looked like a Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah.
It looks like she's taking some weight loss. I don't know, and so because she's lost about 15 pounds, I read in this article.
Okay,
she now is the authority on weight loss.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna play it through again.
Oh my God, she's like your girl from Wilson Phillips.
Carney
Wilson, who lost some weight, and then she was all she talked about was losing weight.
Carney's not the same. Carney actually has a message, and she actually could talk about it. I like Carney. I don't need you talking shit about Carney Wilson.
Well, have you seen her lately?
Lay
off the butter burgers.
Is she blown up again?
Yeah.
Whoopi.
Lay off the juicy Lucy's.
So there is a co-host on The View, a new one, beautiful woman, gorgeous. Whoopi obviously wants her panties.
Now, mind you, you know how the half circle table is, half oval. You know,
so
this
where's
woman.
Where's it cut you off here?
Whoopi's here.
Yeah.
The other woman's here.
Okay,
so
but where's it?
They're looking directly across from each other.
But so it cut you off right around here, like chest height. Yeah. Okay, so all right. So she's talking to her.
But you can look.
You can tell.
Here's the point. You walked out with this woman.
Yeah.
You all walked out together.
Yep.
You saw the woman backstage.
Yep.
You've conversed with her.
Yep.
So you know
she's a coworker.
You know she's not pregnant.
Well, here's what
the toughest thing for me has been to watch the disregard for people. Are you pregnant? No. Oh my God. You can't say that when my mother-in-law is here. Who's been dying for me to get pregnant. Why would you say that? Why do I look pregnant? Yes. I just got Did you get the glow? I just got a vibe. My tummy. I'm so sorry. It was just.
Can we take bets? Can we take bets at the table?
I'm very open to being pregnant soon. I am not blessed to be pregnant yet.
Okay.
My husband and I are thinking about it.
They're working on it.
I'm pretty sure.
Earmuffs.
Forgive me. You have this. I see a lot.
Maybe I will take it. I will take it.
Don't make it up, Whoopi. There's no glow.
So Alyssa Griffin is her name, and Whoopi says that she saw a glow apparently in her panties, and she just, I mean, how in the fuck do you recover from this?
The other woman that was sitting next to that lady was just her mouth didn't move the
Sunny
whole
Houston.
time. Okay, she the whole time she couldn't believe it.
And again, we had a View correspondent on our show at Radio 95.1, and he would call in, he'd give us his opinion about this. If a man asked that question, what happens?
It's lights out. It's over.
Was Whoopi weight shaming? Was Whoopi of all people on that show, was she fat shaming?
No.
What was Whoopi doing?
Asserting her dominance.
Is that what it was?
Absolutely. Yep.
So you think that was just a...
Yep. There you
Come
go.
here.
Yep. That's it.
This is my...
Hussy. I own the joint.
I own the... So she's taken the Barbara Walters role.
100%. Well, that's a hard role to follow, but
But Barbara was dominant. Barbara dominated Rosie O'Donnell. I've never seen a woman dominate Rosie O'Donnell except one, and that's Barbara Walters. She dominated Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, I see that because it's usually the opposite with Rosie.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If you think about it,
I mean, she's usually, Rosie is the one that just walks into the room naked and says, "Down, down," and you get down,
and you bend over. Right. That's what she does.
Right. Rosie likes you muff high.
Right, that's right. It's our Bustos house. All right, I'll tell you what. Since you donated, money for our friends at PCHO, and you threw in some stars, we will end with a shower beer. Right. I'll tell you what, and this is for the Eagles too.
WWE not going to come get us with this one.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, okay. Can I say something today?
There's no way. No.
The police have it looks like that they're pushing our videos back out finally a little bit. Do you think they come? I'm leaving it. It's on mute.
No, I can't see it coming with it.
Okay, so you can't.
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think that WWE goes chasing people playing. So many people do videos with this.
I agree, but I didn't think that Lou Graham
that's Warner
and
Music.
Farner.
That's Warner Music, and they've made it like a thing to come after people. So.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll end it with a shower beer, but beforehand, just remember PCHO.org. Make sure you help them out. Whoopi Goldberg asserting her dominance.
Uh-huh.
All right, we have, Nick, he came on, we'll be going to visit a house soon.
That'll be amazing, yep. That'll be great to check that out and kind of see what they do firsthand. So, everybody, you talk about it and you hear some of those interviews, but to be able to see where they put people up, it's probably pretty cool. So.
The score of the game tonight, it hasn't aired yet, but I am going to say they looked a little slow coming out. They're going to come out and play strong. I'm going to say 31-24 Eagles.
Let's see. Over under, I think was probably kind of around there. I don't know if it goes that high. I give Jalen a couple touchdowns. 28, 28-21.
28-21?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is I will do the shower beer. I'm going to be a little quieter because we are in a residential area, so I can't scream at the top of our lungs. I have baby hands over there trying to sleep, but I will try to do my best.
Shower beer.
I won't be that, but I'll do our shower beer. So, thank you guys. Remember,
and we have new neighbors too.
Yeah, that is true. And you know what?
Young man next door.
Yeah, but
Quiet,
you know what?
Nice young man.
You say that, but on the weekend he's loud.
Is he?
He's loud. He's got a sound bar. He's really loud. So anyway, we appreciate all the donations, PCHO. We appreciate that. And for all of you who miss it, we got OJ, we got our Busto, we were talking Pullin' Peen, we were talking Andre the Giant, we were doing some charity work. Today was a good show, Jeff.
Yeah, quality material put together today, my friend.
So here it is. And I could talk about Pullin' Peen and all the fun things that we could do.
Well, that could all be coming back. You never ever know. Patience, my friend.
Very soon. As a matter of fact, hopefully we have something to announce soon. We're trying.
Yep, we're waiting patiently.
Until then, we'll be on Clinton Avenue watching people pull peen outside of our window.
Yep, that's the best view. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. All right, well, go Birds, right?
Yeah, go Birds, and let's see how things go. 8:15, my friend.
8:15, we got to get the hell off of here. I appreciate all the donations. We'll see everyone. Peace out.